Well, I'm on my way back now. I know my limits, kind of. Um, I wasn't able to climb up that thing. It's too hot. Let me show you guys what it looks like from here. Not much of a climb, really, but after riding all this way in the heat, I decided it was best if I didn't try it. Especially, it is a Friday, and I don't know if there's people working in that mine over there, which I think the mine owns that land. So, I don't want to be caught up on top of it and, told to get off and that I was trespassing, so of course I would get the proper permission before hopping over that fence and climbing that thing to begin with, right? So anyway, I'm on my way back now. It's just getting too hot to continue, and I've got a ways to go before I make it back. It's a nice day out here, except for the heat. Nice to get out, see the desert a bit. A lot of the stuff around here is farmland of one sort or another. So you gotta kind of ride a ways out before you see anything else. You hit the farms. Well, first, of course, you hit there's the highway in the center. Out from that are the developed areas. Out from that are the farmed areas. And the last ring is the mines, and that's usually surrounded by another ring of highways. And after that last ring of highways, that's where you hit the open, crazy desert. So I didn't make it out past that last ring today. But, that's just the way it goes. It's kind of gross sitting out here, because if you look at this stuff, I don't know if you can really see it, that's not really soil in the true sense. That's a combination of chemical fertilizer, probably organic fertilizer, and hay. I've also seen signs along this fence of where people have camped out, and it looks like hastily made camps of 1 to 5 people usually. So I wonder if there's illegals coming through here, because we're right next to that area. We're only about 80 miles away from the border. 90 maybe. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit more than that. But by Casa Grande, which is right next to us, they're always having those kinds of issues. You don't hear it so much around here because it's more militarized. We have Border Patrol, we have Homeland Security, we have sheriff's posts up and down the highway, and then of course you just see the Arizona State Police driving this area all the time. So, and then also past here, right past that mountain that I was showing you, there's a National Guard training area. So they're always conducting exercises out there. Plus, you have the prisons. There's a giant, the Arizona State Prison is in Florence. So it's pretty well protected out here as far as that kind of stuff goes, if you want to consider that protection. Because really, what are they protecting us from? Not much. Not much that couldn't be avoided by other means. That's for sure. You dump these problems like human smuggling, drug trafficking, You know, pretty much their problems that result is they're caused by, sorry, it's kind of hot out here. They're caused by the fact that these things are on the black market and that they're driven underground in one form or another. So that's what causes a lot of the violence and a lot of the atrocities you hear about related to border issues. See a bunch of prairie dogs running by. Maybe if I'm lucky, a few of them will do so while I've got the camera pointed in that area. Also, I'm doing something that's a prime example of what you should not do in the desert, which is kind of stop at a spot that's shaded like this by a bunch of foliage. This is where the snakes go. This is where the spiders are. So you really got to kind of watch out. If you stop by a spot like this, poke it with a stick a few times. Make sure there's nothing in there. Of course, always keep your eyes out for people. There's a lot of violence in this area. So you got to always be aware of that. And, you know, being on a bike, they can see you coming a mile away. Pretty much everyone out here is armed. Well, that's it for this segment.